Hi guys, Lady Random here and welcome back to the SMP server for the Simpletons. Yay, we are back. And I've got something that I wanted to do today. To be fair, I've actually probably come over here a little bit early, so why don't we actually just pop back to our base very quickly and I'll kind of show you the finished article, which is this little butte over here. So as you probably know, Desert Rat and I have created a pet shop that we are busy kind of selling exotic birds and animals and things like that. And one of the things that we actually need is to provide food and food for cats. So that involves fish. Now, yes, we could sit there and we could sit over a pool of water or a pond or whatever and we can make fish, but it is so much easier if you can actually turn it into like an auto system rather than having having to sort of sit there and do it manually. So this is an auto fisher, if we're going to use the correct English language, and this is something that I picked up from Zoomovoid, and it's not his own design, it's one that was actually used on his Patreon server, so I've nicked it. We had a few challenges initially with actually getting it to sort of auto fish. However, there is a way of doing it. Now, if what I will do is I will put a link to Zoomovoid's video, just to sort of give you another angle on it. And within his video, it actually contains a link to a way that you can actually AFK properly and do that. However, I have another way that you can AFK. It kind of does mean that you are properly AFK to the point that you can't actually use the PC once you've done it. However, it works. So once you found that sweet spot, it works. So the plan is I'm going to attempt to recreate this. And yeah, I'm going to try to recreate this over in the farm hex. It could be amusing. It could actually involve me going backwards and forwards a couple of times, just trying to figure out what it is I'm actually supposed to be doing. But we're going to have a go. So if we go back to the farm hex, and this is the farm ones, this is our animals and trees, and I've cleared a little area over this way that I want to use to actually put this together. So it's going to be in this area here, and I've already brought together the bits and pieces that we actually need for it. So I'm going to grab all of these bits out and we're going to start putting it together. So first thing we need is not to put the hopper down, for that would be silly, and we're just going to do the same thing again. Let's try scrolling over, and we want to put our chest down, and we need our hopper to go into our chest. So that goes into the chest like so. Then what we need to do is I'm just going to put a block just on top of the hopper just to help us line this up. So we need upside down backwards facing stairs like so, and that's going to swallow that up, isn't it, and put it in the chest. But that means we've got something that we can actually use, but it has got the ability to still be able to open the chest so you can get to the stuff that you want. So I'm going to put blocks down to either side, a couple of blocks up there like so. This is where the player is actually going to stand, but what we do need to do is put a slab on top of that, because that's where we're going to be putting our water. So what we need to do is just put a slab there. Let's go with a block, boom, and boom, like so. Let's jump up on here, and we will need to make I'll try and remember how this goes now. I think it is 3, 4. That almost looks a little bit too high to me. It looks a little bit too high. Is it like so? Let's have a look. Then we need a block there. Let's have our note block on the top. Oh, note block on the top. What we can do is pop a slab on the top. That will actually stop the note block making any noise, and that looks actually like that is too high as well. I think we've just kind of really ballsed this up, haven't we? Let us put our note block. There it is. Run away. We've got any bits that have gone in there? No. So I think our note block may go here. So let's put that there. Slab on top. Slab, not a. There we go. And that there, and that there, like so. Let's take that and that back for the moment. So we have tripwire hooks which go there and there. We need a bucket of water, and our water bucket sits in here. We need a iron trapdoor, and the iron trapdoor, we have to be sort of quite clever with this. We need to put this on the bottom but on the side of that there, so when it opens that way, and then we just have a piece of string which pulls those two down like so. So what we need to do is actually put the redstone in for this. So we need to go actually one below here, I believe. Let's take that away like so. One, and then 1, 2. There we go. And we need a comparator facing, not a comparator, sorry, a redstone receiver facing into this block here. This needs to come out 2 more, I believe. 1, 2. And then we need one facing into, facing away, I think, which is this block. And let's just pop 1, 2, 3 bits of redstone round there, and let's just set those like so. And in theory, that should be it, she says. Now obviously we need to go and get a fishing rod, which I've kind of completely forgotten to come over with. So let's nip back. Hopefully, let's just have a quick look at our current model here. It's not looking too bad. Now the only thing we do need is a glass block that we hadn't come out with. So let's just grab ourselves just any old fishing rod out of here. We'll go and grab ourselves a glass block as well. That just kind of helps. Well, I mean, it's something that, you know, you need open sky. And it just kind of helps you not falling in and stuff as well. But the glass block, if you decided that you wanted to build this underground, then you can do that. You just got to make sure that where that glass block is that it's actually giving you direct access to the open sky. So that will happen if you put your glass block there. Swirling on top of a horse. Interesting. We'd do lighting this up a little bit, couldn't we, as well? We could probably do lighting it up, but in theory this should work. It pretty much looks. You can take that block out, and we can take that block out like so, because we only need those ones. But that pretty much looks right to me. I'm pretty sure that looks right. So let me just go and have a quick sleep. I don't think we've got a bed up here, actually. Let's go and have a quick look and just see whether anybody's put a bed up. Because it's easier to do this by day to try and show you sort of where the sweet spot is. No, let's just jump back to ours again. Let's go, have a little sleep. Bring it back to day. Like so. Awesome. And back to the farm. Now we can actually see what we're doing. So we just need to put our glass block on, which we can just put there like so, and that's our open spot that we need to aim for. So all you do is simply right click. You can see it's opened the trap door. I've kind of found if you place the crosshairs round and about that second dark block, it's a little bit of fiddling about to get it initially, but you'll see once we've got it, this may take a little while. Come on, you know you can do it. You know you can do it. Come on. Nearly. So we just want it up a little bit more. You see, it's kind of eating its way through the... Well, it's actually not at the moment, to be fair. Come on, you know you can do it. Just finding that spot is probably the most tricky part. But yeah, I've found it's kind of that little dark block. See if we can just change our standing position a little bit. So I've always found it's kind of round about here. It seems to work quite nicely when we get it. Come on. So I'm literally just holding right click down, and what should happen is it will stop casting, and you'll just see kind of like the little arm wiggling away. So let's just find that sweet spot. Oh, there we go. Right, so sweet spot. This is what you'll see. What I'm actually going to do is I am going to unplug my mouse like so, and if you see there we go, it's just hooked itself straight back up again. So as you can see, it's fishing away really nicely. Once you get a bite, what happened, the trapdoor will come down, it will start casting. Now you might find that it takes a few attempts for the cast to kind of stick and get into that sweet spot again. However, if you've unplugged your mouse, and I kind of get that, I'm kind of lucky here that I have a wireless mouse and my little dongle, there we go, see that? I have a little dongle that I just pull out, and that's on the front of my PC, and it's easy enough for me to reach and pull out. So if you're wired and you're hardwired into the back of your machine, totally get this is probably not the solution for you to be able to do that. So in which case, as I said, I've put the link to Zazimba Void's video on there, which will sort of show you an alternative way you can do it. So you see this time it's having a couple of issues kind of making that little connection, but it will happen because we've picked that spot, we know that spot works, there we go, it's kicked back in. So it might take a few attempts. However, this means that if you do it this way, I can literally right now take my headset off, I can walk away from the machine. I've left this while I've gone and made food and eaten, and I've come back and I've had a chest full of stuffs. With this, again, if you're just using the vanilla rods, it's going to chew through those rods fairly quickly. So what I suggest probably, and I think it's the same with Zazimba Void, suggested that actually a Lure 3, Luck of the Sea 3, Unbreaking 3 rod is probably the best one you can get. You get a decent amount of time with that. You get, obviously Lure will attract more bites. Luck of the Sea will get you some of the other loot stuff if you're not interested in the fish. Obviously I'm pretty interested in getting the fish because I need that for the food. However, you're going to collect rods, you're going to collect all sorts of things, and I've kind of found at the moment I've got a rod back at my base that is a I think it's Luck of the Sea 3, Unbreaking 3. I'm really hoping that this might actually eventually yield a mending rod that I can put onto that, and that would be amazing, and that would actually kind of sort of really help with the fact that I can AFK for a bit longer with it. So that's pretty much the thing. So yeah, a little bit of derpy building going on there, but there we go. Let's just stick the mouse back in again. You probably heard it reconnecting. We'll let it bite one more time and then we'll go and see what loot it's given us. However, it works. It works, that's the main thing. So it's just another way of kind of getting loot things, you know, getting all the bows and stuff like that. So if you're looking for enchanted bows and things, great way of doing that. This is something that it's, you know, it's not a modded thing. This is vanilla. and it is for sort of vanilla 1.12. There we go. Let's just pull that away and let's just go and see what we've managed to collect in it. So yeah, there we go. So we've got raw fish, we've got bones, we've got catfish, we've got eel, we've got a green heartfish, we've got a little sardine, and we've got a Protection 3 Accurate Affinity book. So that's not too bad. I'm gonna nab those because I want the fish. It's just another little thing that I actually picked up that you may or may not know, but if you're just looking for vanilla fish to tame ocelots and things like that, and you're in a modded pack that has PAMs, for the most part, for the general actual fish, you can actually pop those into your crafting grid and that will turn them into the vanilla fish. So the sardine, that will turn into vanilla fish. The catfish will. Stuff like the eels, the octopus, the jellyfish, any of the shellfish, and so you know, like the crayfish and crabs and things like that, they won't. It is just the stuff that is an actual fish. And also the jellyfish, if you pop those into your crafting grid, you will actually get slime balls. So it's just another easy peasy way of getting slime balls. So obviously what we need to do is actually get some rods put into this. So what I will do, let's change the sign on this, and we'll call it rods for, if we can type, auto fisher. And what I'll probably come back and do is actually put a little bit of a sign or a user guide with that actually has the link to Zazuma Void's videos, and just for anybody who maybe hasn't watched the video or this video, to actually catch up on how I actually do it with the whole mouse removal, just giving you a couple of ways that actually, yes, you can make this a proper AFK fisher. So there are other options. If you wanted this to be a little bit narrow, if you wanted it to be a bit more of a narrow, compact system, you can actually move this part of it to here, and you can actually sort of have it more extending out this way. The key thing is that you're actually getting the redstone signals going into these blocks here. So it's this block and this block, which are the ones that are sort of powering and getting the redstone signal into your trapdoor and your tripwire hooks. So that's probably the key thing. I said you can, oops, treading on that, you can take this off, and you'll see then that actually if you try to do this, it will probably take an age to get this ridiculous sweet spot again. Let's see if we can do it more quickly this time. There we go. So if you wanted to be really annoying, you can actually have the note block going, which is one way of doing it. So yeah, that's kind of annoying, but again, yeah, if you want to silence your note block, then you just put the slab back on top of it. And I think for the sake of everybody's sanity, I'm going to put the slab back on the note block, because otherwise that is going to drive people absolutely nuts. So yay, there we go, gained a lily pad. Gotta love a lily pad. But yeah, there we go. So like I said, I'm going to make I'll make a little book up that just sort of sits with the chest. What I'll probably do is maybe put an item frame on the front of the auto fisher itself, just with sort of a little bit of instruction on there for anybody who hasn't watched the video, maybe wants to know how it works. But there we go, it is an auto fisher. I made this. It involves redstone. Granted, it's somebody else's idea, but it truly is a brilliant idea, and it's actually a lot more compact than the auto fishers that I was building back in 1.10. But it has redstone in it, and I made it, and anybody who has followed me for any amount of time knows that redstone and me, not so good. This is why I like modded, because I don't have to try and make things with redstone. This is really simple because it is just 2 repeaters and 3 bits of redstone, so you know, not even I can get that wrong. And I'm pretty impressed that, to be fair, we actually managed to get it to build right first time. But hey. But for now, guys, thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. As I said, I'll put the link to Zazuma's video in the video description in the bottom of this video, funnily enough, being that it's the description for this video, right? Okay. But hope you enjoyed it, and we shall see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.